I'll try to do somewhat of a short one here, but I do have to go through a lot of information. This is an SOS for East Tennessee as far as automotive mechanics goes. We desperately need good, honest mechanics that will work on older vehicles. And I'll tell you right now, and I don't know if this is off-putting or not, but I gotta be me. If you refuse to work on an older vehicle, I don't consider you to be a real mechanic. You're a fraud. You're useless. You're actually a blight on the face of the earth. You're causing all these good vehicles to be thrown away because you won't touch them. You're causing people to go into debt for this new garbage that's going to fall apart anyway, that they're going to be paying so much more money for. It just keeps people in debt. You are wrecking the planet doing what you're doing. So we need good, honest mechanics. Now, I've ran across some of them in this area that work on older vehicles, but here's the problem. One issue is getting your vehicle in. And why are you having so much trouble getting your vehicle in? Well, there's not enough mechanics. There's not enough good mechanics. There's not enough mechanics that work on older stuff. But it's mainly because the whole pipeline is filled up with this new garbage that are in and out constantly over every little sensor and this and that, and this is broke and that. All these 1,000 different things that are not on older vehicles at all. None. So we need that. If you're thinking of relocating, you're looking for another place to go. I know a lot of people get mad about, and say, we're full. No, we're not. We're not full. If you want to move somewhere else, east of Knoxville, East Tennessee, if you work on older vehicles, we need you. And there's a lot of mechanics. And I can't really vouch for them because I haven't used them yet. But there's a lot of mechanics, people interested in working on older vehicles. If you do that, and I'd like to see some people do it exclusively. Somebody rolls in with their 2014 blah, 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 tell them to hit the road. No, we don't do that here. Go somewhere else. Go all these other places. We're not doing that here. We're working on 85 this and 77 that and maybe 92 this or that. A few newer things. But we need those, and we need them good. We need them honest. I myself have spent between $10,000 and $15,000 in the past year and a half trying to keep these older vehicles going. Most of it me being ripped off. And I mean ripped off. And I'm not naming any names. If one of them tracks me down and starts trying to talk here, I can prove every word I said. I'm ready to go to war. Because the way they have done me wrong, they have endangered me, they've endangered my family. Put stuff on a vehicle, mess it up, leave something askew that will cause you to potentially be killed in traffic. All because they want to rip you off later. Or they don't want to do this or that work because it's too hard. So we need, and I'm looking to do this too. I'm looking to, rather than have I think I had a good terminology for this earlier. Rather than have sort of a hit list, so to speak, a naughty list, that's what I had. Rather than have a naughty list, we're going to have a nice list. We need to have something where the locals, people powered, accredit local businesses. And I don't mean just like Google reviews and stuff like that. I mean something more extensive, because that can be anything. That can be people, I've seen mechanics that I've had a problem with accuse these other people of, you're doing this with different accounts and stuff like that. Well, he could be right. In his defense, that could be happening. So we're going to get past that. We need almost like a registry of good quality workers. And that also will help get rid of these big businesses and support the little man as well, which is something we need to do. Local businesses, stuff like that. We need some sort of nice list. We need some sort of positive registry. And again, most important thing, if you're willing to work on older vehicles, older lawn equipment, that's another thing. If you're a real mechanic, because if you don't work on carburetors, you're not a real mechanic. If you don't work on older vehicles, you are not a real mechanic. Come at me, see what happens. I'm ready. I'm fully ready. I'm a peaceful person, but I guarantee you, the things I believe in the most, I will go to war for, and I will die on this hill. Or somebody will. Because that's where I stand. I know how important this stuff is. And I know the harm it's doing not having it. So we need that immediately. And I've supported a lot of political people that sort of lean toward green energy and stuff like that. And I'm not against that. But it shows you I'm not a slam dunk on a lot of this stuff. That's not happening anytime soon. The best thing that we can do for the environment, for people's health, is to restore these old vehicles. There's plenty of them. They're great vehicles. You can take pride in them. You can enjoy your life. There's less pollution going on driving these old vehicles than driving these, getting these new ones that are supposed to be efficient. And take it from someone who's worked at these factories. Gotta love how they get their newer environmental vehicle. Why don't you go check out the plant where some of these parts are made? If you can track them all down, that's another thing. Because they have 2 or 3 parts made in one plant and 2 or 3 parts made in another plant. They're made in like 900 different plants or more. And that's not even an exaggeration. Little pieces. I've worked on pieces that don't exist on old vehicles. They don't. They're not there. It's weird. And I don't mean like CD players or something like that. I mean parts that have to go in the engine to prevent it from being immediately fatal if somebody crashes into you. You remember how they were afraid of the Pinto so bad years ago? Well, this is a lot worse. Pinto didn't have the fuel pressure these new vehicles have. And you know, the newer ones, you got these shut-off switches and stuff like that. I'm trying to get people away from that. I want people away from debt. I want people independent. Because, you know, you might need a mechanic for some of this stuff, and who knows, maybe you can eventually, and this is my goal, get to the point of being able to work on all these vehicles yourself. Time and ability and resources and all that allowing. But if you don't, you can have somewhere to take it. An honest person who's trying to make a living also, who takes pride in it. They do it because they enjoy it. And that's something that we've lost a whole lot with the way things are now. People are forced into this or that job or career, and they don't really like it. Because I can be honest with you, I can be completely upfront on this. Tell you personal experience. Since high school, because there's automotive classes in high school, they didn't get in there to learn about automotive stuff. They got in there to jerk around. Piss off. That's what they got in there to do. Not do anything. Not do any real work, not doing anything that takes any thought. And a lot of them thought they knew everything about the mechanic world anyway. So mechanics in real life do that a lot of times. It's the truth. A lot of them, they do that job because they can't punch in anywhere. They can't pass the drug test, which admittedly shouldn't exist, in my opinion. They can't stay sober. They can't be on time. They can't be reliable. So they pick this redneck, do whatever you want, however you want type job. That's like these people like to do roofing a whole lot. There's good roofers. I'm not attacking all roofers. But it's a very common field for somebody who just wants to screw around. Twiddle their thumbs and not really do anything. Do a day's work and then disappear for 2 or 3 months and then show back up later and do some work. They don't want to have to punch in. They don't want a 9 to 5, so to speak. Which is fine. That's a good goal to have. But you got to do it when you can do it. And you got to do it because you're trying to do something else with your life besides boozing, doing drugs, playing video games. You got to have a real life. Yourself. For yourself. I'm not even talking about other people. This is for you also. You need to have a real life. But, getting off the subject there. Again, S.O.S. We need good, quality, real mechanics who will work on all kinds of vehicles and know what they're doing and treat people honest and don't overcharge people and mislead people. We need you in East Tennessee, between Knoxville and Asheville. So if you're planning on relocating, it's a beautiful area over here. Come and get it. Because it's right now, these good mechanic shops are backed up. They are backed up. We need somebody who will tell these people these new crap going down the road. We need people who specialize in old vehicles and just get all the rest of that crap out of there so this other stuff can get done. You think about how fast, if you're a mechanic watching this, You think about how many vehicles you could get done. If inside of a week you had a 85 Chevy Caprice, you had a 77 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, you know, you had a 87 Chrysler Fifth Avenue. You had something like that. All kinds of these old vehicles with whatever problems going on with them. You think about how quick you get these out. Think about it. Now, I'm only talking to the real mechanics because if you don't know what a carburetor is or how it works, you're not a real mechanic. If you're not willing to work on carburetors and older vehicles, you're not a real mechanic. You're a joke. And I stand by that, and I will fight for it. So again, SOS, between Knoxville, Tennessee and Asheville, North Carolina, we need good old vehicle mechanics.